Here over the next 5 days with qualifying tournaments being played in 3 different continents, and we are glad you can be with us from Wuhan, China. Arguably the strongest group is about to get underway. Alongside former Australian Olympic and World Championship assistant coach Laurie Chiswick, I'm John Casey. Our opening game earlier today for Czechia score a good win over South Sudan by 37 points. And next up, it's world number 9 Brazil taking on the Eurobasket champions Belgium. And Laurie, with both these teams ranked in the world top 10, this should be a very entertaining affair.
Well, even though Belgium have already qualified for the World Cup by winning the Eurobasket 25, they are still going to want to play hard, play against a team in the top 10, such as Brazil, get themselves established, work together, and see what they can come up with.
Of the 4 groups of 6 that we have playing in this window, this is the only group where we have multiple teams from the world top 10. So it's a tough assignment for these teams, but certainly it is Belgium who are likely to be one of the real powers when we get to Germany and Berlin in September.
Well, that's the thing, is you always want to challenge yourself against those top teams to make sure you see where you sort of stand. And so this will be a really good test for both Brazil and for Belgium, but especially for Brazil, just to see where they stand, where they fit. But I mean, first they've got to get there.
The Belgian team is star-studded, as we know, led by Emma Messamont. Is such a dynamic player, one of the best in the world. And it's interesting that Belgium, well, they're ranked number 5 in the world, but they've been to the World Cup twice and the Olympics twice, and they're yet to win a medal. They're so close and have threatened so many times, but they are still chasing that elusive medal. And when you look at the quality of their team, it just goes to show how hard it is to win a medal at that elite level.
You could not have made a better point, John. And the thing I like about Belgium is that they've had a very consistent roster, really almost since the World Cup in 2022. And so the fact that they've got that same group together is really important.
5th at the last World Cup in Sydney in 2022 and 4th in 2018 is their record. And Brazil, well, they are on the rebuild here, ranked number 3 in the Americas, number 9 overall. They've been to the World Cup on 16 occasions, which is the equal 3rd most. The USA have been 18 times, Korea 17, and Australia and Brazil are next with 16 apiece. But the last time they qualified was 2014. So we know in the past that they've been bronze and silver medalists at the Olympics many years ago, but then the other countries seem to catch up to Brazil, and now they are trying to stamp their authority again as one of the world powers.
Well, I think that medal was a distant memory for them, a whole new group, a whole new roster. There are some familiar faces that have played together with the last few America Cups. They finished 1st and 2nd in 2025 and 1st in 23, so they would really like the opportunity to represent at the Women's World Cup in Germany.
Well, let's pause and we await the national anthems of Brazil and Belgium.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Brazil. 请保持竖立，奏巴西国歌。
So this is a tough matchup for both these teams. We saw a little earlier today, Czechia were able to beat South Sudan, who were undermanned, or short-handed at least, because they only had a roster of 8 players and they won by 37 points. So Czechia were able to ease their way into the competition, Laurie, but for these teams, they are facing another top 10 opponent. This is no easy task, and this game could largely go toward deciding positions at the end of the tournament. We take a look at the referees before I get an answer on that. Ruben Woolcock in the middle there from Australia, Silvio Marziali from Italy on the left, and Edgar Ceccarelli from France on the right will be in charge here. But to say this game is vital to both these teams, and it's a first-up game.
Well, you know, that's it. Let's hit the ground running for these two teams, and particularly Brazil. We know that Belgium's qualified, although they'll want to come into this tournament and try and go 5-zip if they can, and Brazil will want to think differently, and they will have thought, if we can come up with a good, solid game against Belgium, then that'll go a long way in their confidence and the direction that they want to take in this tournament.
You see the starting 5 for Belgium, and it is a strong one. De Lara, Messerman, Linskens, Van Loo, and Julia Allemand will start for the world number 5, the Eurobasket champions, winning gold in 2025 and of course in 2023, finished 4th at the Olympics and losing to Australia in the bronze medal playoff. And there is their coach as well, Mike Thibault, who is in charge of Belgium. Eurobasket champions, they defeated Spain by 2 points in that final back in June last year, and it was a great performance because they trailed by 6 at halftime, by 3 at three-quarter time as well, and they were able to get home. But for the Brazilian team, well, they arrive here as a silver medalist from the 2025 America Cup, where they lost by 8 points to the USA. But they led that game at three-quarter time. It's a strong lineup for them. Bela Nascimento starts for them with Camila Cardoso, Manu Oliveira, and then we got down to Dantas and Deborah Costa as well will be their starting lineup. The mid is Dantas. It's going to be vital for them as well, but important to get off to a good start here for the team coached by Pokey Chatham.
Well, they would have, every team had a training session yesterday, and they would have gone through what they want to get done against this first team, against each other. But you have to say that for Brazil, this is a big game for them. Test themselves against the world number 5.
So Belgium already qualified as the Euro champions. Germany as host also already have their ticket to 2026, along with the other continental champions, the USA, who won the Americas, Australia, who won in Asia, and Nigeria, who have already qualified as well. 16 teams going to the World Cup in Berlin from starting on September 4. That's up from the 12 teams that we had in Sydney in 2022.
Well, the thing about Belgium is, and I mentioned it earlier, just that the fact they've had players playing right across, you know, since 2022, and that's going to hold them in good stead, just to the chemistry that you develop on the court.
So Belgium control the tip. They run the ball through sets of hands. De Lara puts it on the deck, gets good penetration, and the floater was pretty to watch. First bucket of the game for Belgium. It took just 15 seconds. Now for Brazil. They work the ball down low. Defense is strong from Belgium.
That's something we're going to see a lot of from Brazil, getting the ball into Camila Cardoso.
Outside shot, it tumbles for Kiana Linskens. So it's a 4-0 start here for Belgium. They get the better of the jump here. Inside the first minute, it's been good. Off the mark, Brazil once more. In fact, it was counted as a 3, so a 5-0 start it is for Belgium. They get the ball in the hands now of Alemán once more. She's shut down. Shot blocker rolls to 5. Low catch. Looked like she was fouled as well, Messamon, but it goes unwhistled. She's a little flummoxed by the non-call, but she adds the bucket, and that will give Belgium a 7-zip start to the game.
Well, really good taking advantage of the mismatch there. Nice pass inside, but we can see here again going inside to Cardoso.
So it's taken almost 2 minutes, but Brazil get their first start of the game. The first points of the game. Delata passes inside. Now they look outside again. 3-ball is off the mark.
Good blocking out by Demiras Dantas, and she's got the duty of guarding the superstar that is Messamon.
That's a mental floater. That's off the mark. There's a chance for Belgium once more. Quickly up the floor. Alemán looks inside. Whistle on the play as well. Foul is going to be called here on Demiras Dantas. First foul of the game. Tick over 2 minutes played. So the restart. Antonio Delara will inbound the ball. Linskens getting some treatment as well there. Keep her alive. Alemán, Van Loo. Delara puts it on the deck there against Manu Oliveira. Linskens, they're patient in the offense once more, but they go to the main player. But Messamon is off the mark there. And Deborah leads the charge. They get the ball up. Well done, reaching in. Linskens deflected the ball, but it's loose. Up for grabs. Well done there by Van Loo. Alemán, look away pass from Linskens. He gets it back here from Messamon, but she's lost the handle on it. Just under pressure there from Camila Cardoso.
Both teams have started this game at a frenetic pace. Certainly Belgium have had the better of it, scoring 6-2, but it's been up and back, looking to push the ball at every opportunity.
That's it. Adjustment to the score here. There seemed to be some confusion about the Linskens bucket, whether it was a 2 or a 3, and now it's been reduced back to a 2. So we'll run with that. The margin is 4. We played a tick over 3 minutes. Van Loo. Messamon. Now Alemán with it, and they exchange passes. This is a 3-ball, but it's deep. Linskens, the O-board to keep it alive. So 3 of 5 from the field at the moment. And now the outside shot tumbles. Nice finish.
Well, you don't want to give Alemán too much space or time to shoot that 3. She's a great 3-point shooter.
Demiras Dantas lost it. Chance now, quick outlet pass, and Emma Messamon will do the honours and extend the margin again. Timeout called by Brazil. Played almost 4 minutes here, and Belgium, the world number 5 and Eurobasket champions, have made an explosive start here and lead it by 9.
They look like a well-oiled machine, does Belgium right now. They know exactly where each other are. They're looking to push, they're looking to pass the ball, get everybody involved. They're impressive.
Sure is. 4 scorers already in the game for them.
I feel like this pace of the game suits Belgium much more than it does Brazil. Brazil, you've got the great inside players of Demiras Dantas and Camila Cardoso. And so you want to make sure that they get time to be involved, because you know that any opportunity that Belgium can get the ball, a turnover, a deflection, they are going to run it up the court at speed.
Really like the composed nature there of Coach Profi Chapman as well. Even though down 11-2, trailing by 9, things not going their way at the moment. They're 1 of 5 from the field. He was composed, got the instructions across. Let's see what they can come up with here as Deborah brings them up the floor. Dantas hands over. They get it to the top where Cardoso is operating. She feeds it down low, but they're off the mark once more. So it continues at 1 of 6 from the field to start the game.
It was still good high-low action, big to big.
Down low. Solomon just had to reel in the pass. Skip play across to Lasawa Mbaka. Now they found an opening. Got a good look and knocks it down. Julie Alamon.
Well, Brazil were just in rotation after rotation on that play phase, and Belgium just did a good job of punishing that and finally hitting the open player.
So they are on song at the moment, Belgium. And free throws to come here for Brazil as they work it down low. Belgium thought that there may have been a travelling violation amongst all that, but that's not the way the referee saw it.
What a great matchup that is at both ends of the court between Emma Messiman and Dantas at the line. Now they are going toe to toe.
86% free throw shooter, playing in the WNBA with the Indiana FIBA. And she averaged 5 points, 2 rebounds a game in 12 minutes. And one of the more experienced players here for Brazil. 2-time Olympian, 2-time World Cup player as well.
Well, she shot also 35 points in the final against the USA at the recent AmeriCup, a record.
So they steady the ship, middle stages of this first term. Great to have your company here from Wuhan, China. Plenty of body contact as well. It goes unwhistled for the moment. They look for the pass inside. Shot clock to 5. It comes unstuck. Now, confusion, referees, one going each way there, but Edgar Ceccarelli from France has overruled his compatriot Silvio Marziali from Italy, and it will be a Brazil ball.
There was a lot of arms pointing a lot of different directions there on that possession.
Deborah Costa sits down. Kaka Martins is into the game for the first time as well, along with Lana Goncalo. They work the ball into the corner for Goncalo. Shot clock rolls to 6 here. Dantas with problems. Gets it across. Manu Oliveira is forced to fire. She comes up with the goods.
That was a great shot by Manu. She had a hand right in her face. The shot clock ticking down. She showed enough composure to just nail that 3.
Back-to-back buckets for Brazil has them working back into the equation here. Outside shot comes again from Belgium. Now, contact there. De Oliveira wrestling with Lasawa Mbaka, thought that she was inconvenienced, and that's the reason the ball went out of court off her. But there's another look at the finishing touches from Manu de Oliveira. First 3 of the game for Brazil. Delata, penetration was good, finish wasn't what she was after. Simonunga into the game for the first time as well, along with Elise Ramet. Messerman stepped inside the 3-point line and added to her tally. So nice finish from her. She's up to 6 in the game. Seem to have all the answers here at the moment. Belgium down low. Ramirez Dantas lost the handle, regathers aggressively, hard to the rack, can't finish it, gets her own rebound, gets it done, chance at a 3-point play, and the bench is up with her.
Great perseverance by Demir Dantas, just going after her. You know, you see on this first one some pretty good defense there, but continuing with the play, not bringing the ball down, keeping it up nice and high, and a great putback, and one at the line.
first trip.
Both coaches are using their benches pretty freely, getting lots of subs in early, getting them involved in the game.
A luxury that South Sudan couldn't afford in the earlier game today, where they had just the 8 suit up because of travel problems. But still, they keep it alive here. Just free throws. Rebounds not going to impress Belgian coach Mike Thibault. Oh, good defense. That was strong work there from Eli Rahmet. On the outside shot, they get a good look from deep, and they knock down another. Julie Van Loo comes up with the finishing touches, and the margin expands back to double digits. From Carlo, good battle with Rahmet at the moment. Back over the halfway line. They want an over and back violation, and that's the call.
Well, that was up and in defense by number 4, Elise Rahmet.
Third turnover in the game as well. Get another look at the finishing touches there, coming from Julie Van Loo. First score in the game for her. Messamon was 6, and Olamon was 6 of the high scorers, but Brazil get it back here. Although, as soon as they had it, they've given it back, thanks to an error from Kaka Martins. 19-9 is the equation, but it feels closer than that.
Well, it does. It feels like the intensity from both teams is right up there.
Rahmet bounces into trouble, then out of it. They swing the ball around through Mandanga to the Soa Mbaka. Becky Massey lost the handle, now goes back to work. Decided to go solo, just couldn't get the finish, but she's drawn a foul and she's off to the free throw line. Nice Euro step through the traffic there from Becky Massey. Plus her twin sister Billy is here back in the team now. Massey only a 60% free throw shooter, playing for Landes in France, where she averages 7 points, 4 rebounds. Two-time Eurobasket gold medal winner. And part of the Olympic team in Paris that finished 4th, as well as part of the World Cup team that we saw in Sydney in 2022. So the margin back to a game high 12 points here. And Belgium are just setting their authority on the game here and challenging Brazil to join them at the level.
See through that replay the physicality that's going on underneath the basket.
Third team foul. And another whistle provided here as well. Foul going to be called on Belgium. So that foul, I believe, is assessed to Becky Massey. Going to be her first personal. It's a 4th team foul, according to the scoreboard inside the arena here. But only 2 individual fouls have been credited to the players. So keep an eye on that for you. But now Score Tigger has a 4th foul, so Belgium need to rein it in now. Oh, that's an ambitious pass. Really asked a lot there. Oh, Camila Cardoso. Good hustle again. Well done by Belgium. Rahmet making things happen here for her team, and the finishing touches are applied by Maxwella Lesarumbaka. Game high, 14-point lead in favour of Belgium here, and jumped Brazil at the start, rolling to the hoop unsuccessfully. Cardoso. It's 3 of 10 from the field, Cardoso. And the ball knocked out of the hands there. Oh, Becky Massey.
Belgium are just playing at such a high tempo.
Deborah, one way, back the other. Now saw an opening, tried to look off the D. Linskens wasn't buying it though, and put enough pressure on her to force the error with the shot. Travelling violation is now going to be caught here on Becky Massey, who can't get a call at the moment to go her way. 4th turnover of the game for Belgium. Brazil with the 6 turnovers so far. Sangali decides to go solo off the front of the rim. Belgium, oh, nice work there from Van Loo. The finishing touches were off the mark. The ball control was nice leading up to it. Martins gets it back from Moura. An offensive foul is going to be called here on Alini Moura. A moving screen.
She was working really hard to try and get her guard open off that pick and roll situation. Just a little too aggressive.
So Martin sits down. And here's Elise Ramet to Van Loo. To Sarum Barker, back to Van Loo. Baseline, nothing on offer. Shot clock to 10. Becky Massey joins in, gets it back from Ramet. Found an opening baseline, but good cover D there from Sangali. Forces the error. Deborah. Got Moura as a trailer. Joins in now. They look inside. Plenty of contact going on there, as you can see, as the bigs go at it. Becky Marseille was caught in a mismatch and forced a foul, so free throws to come here. Belgium over the limit of fouls.
Well, they're working really hard, Belgium, and trying to get in front of the bigs down low. And Cardoso that time just, used her strength, her physicality, and her smarts to get position.
Second foul on Becky Massey, so she'll sit down already. 2 fouls have been called on Betty Manunga as well. Back to the free throw line. Cardoso.
Brazil as a team shot the free throws at 71% at the recent AmeriCup.
So Cardoso makes the adjustment there with the second. But it's a 13-point lead here for Belgium. Had the better of this opening quarter. The shot clock 10 seconds inside the game clock as we head toward quarter time. But another travelling violation. Just lost the pivot foot there. Yotis. So a chance for Brazil just to grab some momentum here.
Well, they just want to make sure with 21.1 seconds left that they just take the last shot. Run down the clock. Don't give Belgium a chance to get another basket.
Nascimento comes back to the ball now, rolling to the hoop. Well-timed pass, and Camila Cardoso moving a factor here. Too big there, and they forced a foul once more. So more free throws to come here for Cardoso.
Really good pick and roll action. The use of the screen, the reuse of the screen, not panicking at all.
Cardoso at 201 centimeters. Tallest player here for Brazil in this tournament. And certainly not the tallest player at the tournament, who we're going to see a little later on opening day when China and Mali do action. A lot of hype around the Chinese team, and understandably so. They are the highest ranked team at this qualifying tournament, number 4 in the world, number 2 in Asia. The shot on the buzzer, Lasara Barker can't get it done. But right now, Belgium are doing it nicely because they head to quarter time enjoying an 11-point lead. At the end of one period, it's Belgium 23 leading Brazil 12. Belgium was as big as 14 at one stage, and it took almost 2 minutes for Brazil to score. As you can see by the shooting percentages, well, Belgium just getting the better of it so far. Only the 3 scorers in the game so far for Brazil, led by Cardoso with 5 points. Sondelara opened the scoring inside the first 20 seconds. In fact, it was Belgium scoring the first 6 points of the game before Brazil were able to come up with their first points and really had it held Brazil at arm's length. About the only blemish for Belgium was the 6 fouls that they had in that opening quarter. And both teams want to take better care of the ball. 7 turnovers apiece in the opening quarter, not what they were after, Laurie.
Well, I think when you play the pace that Belgium is right now, you can sort of forgive a few of the turnovers, because if that's the sort of pace and tempo you want to play, then yes, you're going to kick the ball ahead. There's going to be some mistakes, but for Brazil, I think that they don't want to get into a foot race with Belgium. They want to play quickly, but if nothing's there, then they want to get it through hands and have a look at their inside players.
Just 3 of 12 from the field for Brazil. It was a huge problem for them. The majority of their points coming from the free throw line, where they were 5 of 7.
I think you have to give Belgium credit for that percentage. I think they've been playing excellent team defense. They've rotated, they've switched when they've had to, but there's always been pressure on whoever's got the ball and whoever's shooting it or driving it.
Underway, term number 2, with Brazil with the possession arrow, but trailing by 11 after an enterprising first quarter to the game here from Belgium. And they've got it here with a chance to expand the margin as well. Elise Ramet certainly had an impact since checking into the game, and the pass was well timed to find Kiara Linskens hard to the hoop, and free throws to come here for Linskens. Playing such a pivotal part in that Eurobasket win over Spain, where she finished with 17 points, but really like what Elise Ramet has brought to the table. Started on the bench, but the moment she came on, she was able to have an influence and continues to do so.
Linskens was named in the All-Star second team at the Euro Cup. 15 points, 8 rebounds.
So the margin is 13 as Belgium gets scoring underway here in the second quarter. Deborah Costa, hands over. De Oliveira looks inside. Here's the big target. Just overcooked it there, Camila Cardoso. Lost control of it as she was putting the ball up. And missed the target. So Alamon hands over to Sawa Mbaka. Hands it through Diotis, who gets it back now. Wide open, top of the key. Good finish. First points in the game for her.
Again, just good movement by Belgium. Inside, going downhill, then kick it out to the wide open shooter.
And they find the inside target, but nothing on offer there for Cardoso, so they have to go back outside. De Oliveira is off the mark from deep. Chance for Belgium to build on this lead at the moment. 3 of 14 from the field for Brazil. Just can't get the offense happening at the moment. Alamon down low, quickly to the cup, and comes up with an additional 2 as well. So 8 in the game for her on 3 of 3 shooting. She's certainly having an impact here, as we expected, of one of the quality players that Belgium bring to the table. Shot clock to single digits here. Pass inside was ambitious. Just showed too much of it there to Belgium. And Ina Joris was able to read what was coming next and knock the pass away from Brazil. They come up empty once more. Ramet hands over to Sarah Mbaka. Back outside. Linskens. Wow.
Wow, this looks like a bit of a training run for Belgium right now, just what they're able to do out there.
10 unanswered points to start this second quarter. Brazil have got problems drawing a foul. Damiris Dantas. She'll get to the free throw line, but they haven't scored here in 2 and a bit minutes. Brazil have find themselves down to the tune of 21 points. This certainly wasn't on the play chart that was drawn up by Pokey Chapman. captain makes some changes here, just trying to get something happening at the offensive end. Davidis Dantas to the free throw line. 5 of their 12 points came from the stripe in that opening quarter, and their first score of term number 2. And she adds another.
Well, she's 9 years of WNBA experience. She's going to have to draw on all of that in this game if Brazil want a chance of making a bit of a comeback here.
So a game more than 2 minutes into the quarter for Brazil to get a score. Oh, like left Linskens alone, and she'll make you pay every single time. 9 in the game now on 3 of 3 from the field for Kiara Linskens. Foul going to be called on Belgium. Messerman thought it was an offensive foul. Just looking for an explanation here from referee Edgar Ceccarelli. I think Mike Thibault was enjoying what he was seeing either. It's almost 3 minutes played, term number 2. Ellen Nascimento, trial, hands over. Davidis Dantas fires from deep, and it's all the bottom of the net. Much needed 3 for Brazil.
Much needed 3 and a great shot, considering Emma Messerman's hand was right there.
See if that energizes them. They need something at the moment. 3 minutes played, term number 2. Shot clock to single digits here. Alamont, Katale, got the ball across. Lasawa and Barker. Ball knocked out of court. 0.1 on the shot clock.
That was a great defensive passage by Brazil. They were rotating, but that you could hear them talking and pointing and just being aggressive with what they were doing.
Delara restarts. Never going to be enough time. It's waved away with 0.1 of a second. Emma Messerman knocks it down nonetheless. That just shows the quality of what she brings to the table. So Brazil get it back, find themselves down 18. 3.5 played, term number 2, and the second game on the opening day of the 2026 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament in Wuhan, China. Host nation come later tonight against Mali, and that's a good finish from Nascimento as well.
She came off of that screen with her feet set, her hands ready in the shot pocket. As soon as she caught it, she let it fly.
Alamont puts it on the deck. Linskens this time getting close attention. In a mismatch with Deborah Costa. They lob it inside for Linskens. She turns to the bucket and comes up with the finishing touches. Shot clock going off in the background.
Again, good defense. I feel like Brazil have upped their defense, but they just haven't been rewarded.
17 the spread. Oliveira, skip pass, finds it into the corner. 3 wouldn't tumble there for Brazil. And a chance for Belgium to add to the tally here. Linskens spinning, nothing on offer. Messerman, bounce pass, pocket pass, an even better one came there from Alamont. Finishing touches are being provided by Alicia Couture.
That is just nice team basketball. You can see the smiles from everybody on the bench, but what a pass here. Just drew the defender, a nice little pocket pass, and a great finish.
First points in the game for Alicia Couture. Just a 20-year-old, up-and-coming prospect. He plays in Belgium. Under 17, under 18, under 20 team member for Belgium in the past, and of course part of the team that are heading for the World Cup at the moment. She'll be doing everything she can to maintain her position in the team, given that Belgium has already qualified for the World Cup.
Well, what a great opportunity for a 20-year-old to be playing alongside these experienced players that have done so much for Belgian basketball.
And it's a 20-point spread. Mura picks up the dribble, got her hands full here. Eventually found a passing lane. Dantas, turn around. Just couldn't get it to tumble. Shooting woes continue here for Brazil. It's 5 of 17 from the field, 29%. Belgium just so efficient at the moment, hard to contain. 15 of 22 from the field in comparison at 68%. Is knocking down 5 of 9 threes and a perfect 5 of 5 from the stripe. That's hard to contend with.
Well, as the coach, you'd be looking across that stat line and going, yeah, we're doing a pretty good job.
Down low, the extra pass came from Messamon to Linskens. They just can't contain.
Well, it was just a strong curl cut from Messamon, and then she got the ball, and again, off-ball movement. Kiera Linskens was cutting to the basket as Messamon got the ball, and so just really good team chemistry.
Kiera Linskens plays with Dynamo Kirch in Russia, 13 points, 8 rebounds a game, 72% free throw shooter. This is the back end, but someone keeps it alive here. I'll reset. Van Loo, Linskens, baseline against De Oliveira, who did a good job. Now they've got to try and contain Messamon though, and that's easier said than done as she adds to her tally now with 8 in the game. So a game-high 23-point lead it is for Belgium. 4:17 left on the clock and a foul, so 3 free throws to come here for Brazil. Manu De Oliveira. Just 20 points in the game. Been good from the stripe so far, but they need to start making some outside shots as well. 75% free throw shooter for a club team, Benfica in Portugal. Manu De Oliveira.
It's hard. Shots are hard to come by with the smothering defense of Belgium.
Brokey Chapman making some changes here. A little over 4 minutes out from halftime. Great to have you with us from Wuhan, China. A little later, China against Mali. A little earlier, it was Czechia 89 defeating South Sudan 52 by 37 points. And this all top 10 showdown between Brazil and Belgium. Well, Belgium not having the better of it at the moment as Messamon adds to her tally. She's now got 11 as she knocks down her first triple. Goncalo rolls it down low. Here's Varejao. Nothing on offer for her, so Goncalo gets it back. 7 on the shot clock. She pulls up, knocks down the shot. First score in the game for Alana Goncalo. They lob the ball down low. Linskens, that was good teamwork again. High percentage finish.
Well, Messamon actually could have shot that. She was wide open, but she just went from a good shot to a great shot into her teammate.
Outside shot, Goncalo. Pressure again provided here by Antonia Delara. She draws a foul, so free throws to come. Sangali picks up her first personal. Here it is again, aggressive work from Antonia Delara. She heads to the free throw line as a 67% free throw shooter with Emlak in Turkey, where she averages 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Great story. She's had to come back from significant injury problems. Done an ACL twice. And here she is looking to add to what is a distinguished CV she's already put together as a 2-time Olympian and 2-time World Cup player. Stop and pop. Sangali off the mark. Look at Belgium wanting to run it straight at them as well, off the missed shot. Well done, Messamon. Delara fires and adds another 2 to the tally. It's starting to get out of hand here for Brazil, and Brokey Chapman realises that. Calls timeout because the margin has ballooned down to 27 here inside the last 3 minutes of the first half. just 12 points for Brazil in this quarter. 28 supplied by Belgium.
When we score,
So the defense of Belgium is forcing Brazil to speed up. They feel rushed. They're now feeling scoreboard pressure out there. So they need to take a breath. They need to make sure they get the ball through some hands, look inside, make Belgium play some defense. Right now, Belgium are punishing them every time they make a mistake, a turnover, an early shot. And so if they want to wrestle this game back into control, they have to control the tempo.
And 9 turnovers already for Brazil inside the last 3 minutes of the first half. Alana Goncalo beats the ball to Varejao, who shares it now down low with Sangali. And free throws to come here for Isa Sangali. None of 2 from the field, yet to score here in the game so far. Experienced campaigner, the 29-year-old. He's played in Argentina, Brazil, and in Spain. Currently playing with Campinas in Brazil, averaging 12 points, 8 rebounds, 67% free throw shooter. A decorated career, 13 years and over 300 games in the Brazil Basketball League. It's been a tough night at the office for them. What's kept alive from this free throw, Sasha Goncalves, who we're seeing for the first time, keeps it alive. Here's Varejao, shot clock to red numbers, need to get busy. Sangali, and draws a foul on Messama. And free throws to come with both teams over the limit here in the second term.
That's just Messama's first foul of the game. Oh, second, sorry. I apologize, second foul.
So Isa Varejao goes to the free throw line. Famous name, I'm sure, will be known to many of the basketball fans out there. For those curious, it is her uncle, Anderson Varejao. Played with the Cavs and the World Championships and the Olympics for Brazil as well. Just 26 points, not getting enough offense at the moment. Brazil and Belgium in the driver's seat. A little over 2 minutes out from half-time. Becky Marseille back into the action. Ramet, quick hands with Sawa Mbaka. Hard to keep up with this passing from Belgium. Shot clock to 7. Oh, look at, they found the open player, Delara, and she puts the finishing touches on.
Well, that zone didn't really hurry them up. It didn't really make them frustrate them or not know what to do. They did a great job there.
Outside shot doubles for Alana Goncalo. Starting to warm to the occasion here. She's up to 5 points in the game, and only Dantas with 9 has more for Brazil. They've got some work to do. Delara, skip pass, Ramet, down low. And a whistle on the play. So Delara's shot is after the event as Maxwell Lisawa Mbaka hits the deck. Free throws to come for her.
That's a sign of a really good team in Belgium when a team changes from one-on-one defense to a zone and they don't miss a beat. The ball movement is just as quick. Their player movement, they find the open player. Sign of a well-drilled team. 9
of 11 from the free throw line as well in the game, Belgium. Been very efficient. An error came from Goncalo there, but a foot violation is called just as Belgium are off to the races. 90 seconds out from halftime. 27-point lead. We started this term with Belgium on top by 11. And slow starters in each of the first 2 quarters has compounded the problems for world number 9, Brazil. Well, the bounce pass is a poor one. Sarah and Barker charged after it. Works it to Becky Marseille from close range. She couldn't find the target. Been good Goncalo since checking into the game. Shares it here with Martins and draws a foul. So more free throws to come here for the Brazilians. First personal foul assist on Maxwell Lasawa and Barker. Kaka Martins to the free throw line, looking for her first points in the game.
Well, 11 of their 29 points have actually come from the foul line. 11 from 16, make that 12.
One of the veterans of the team at 34 years of age. Averaged 3 points, 5 assists, and 63% from the free throw line in the AmeriCup silver medal campaign back in Chile in July last year. So we count down the last 60 seconds of the first half. Belgium, oh, good hands there from Barajal, knocked the pass down and wins it back for Brazil. Goncalo. Get Barajal the look. She started at the defensive end. Back to Goncalo, baseline, running out of real estate. Touch pass was a good one there from Nicoletti. Barajal, of course, is just nudged under the basket there, and the foul's going to be called on Lasawa and Barker, and free throws to come for Brazil. It's one of the better ball movement periods we've seen there from Brazil.
Well, it really is, and you know, you look and they've got their bench players on, and they're doing a really good job of getting the ball through hands, crisp movement, and working together.
21 of 29 from the free throw line at 72%, playing for Partizan in Serbia. Barajal plays 24 minutes a game. Also spent time with Syracuse University in the United States, and the World Uni Games has been played there. 2023 version. Up the back end. So shot clock 14 seconds inside the game clock. As we head toward half-time. All deflected out of court. Belgium will restart here. Timeout being called. So Brazil called timeout. 31.5 seconds left on the clock. 17 on the shot clock here for Belgium. They've been impressive so far. One of the countries where the women's team strength far outweighs the men's team. This Belgium women ranked number 5, number 2 in Europe. The men are at 35. They really have been dynamic in recent years, and really making their mark without winning a medal as yet. You can see the assist leaders so far. It's been impressive. So many contributors there. 16 assists already in the game. Put that into context, Brazil has 7.
We have to talk about Belgium, as I think you mentioned right at the start, that they're the rising team in world basketball. And, you know, as we said, they've already qualified for the Women's World Cup, but they will compete there for their 3rd time in a row. And they had never qualified in the previous 17. So to do it 3 times in a row and, you know, have an impact is a great result for them.
And to finish top 5 on both occasions as well, Laurie, just underscores that. They finished 5th in Sydney in 2022, and back in 2018 on debut, they finished 4th, and they lost the bronze medal game to Spain by 7 points after they had beaten Spain in the pool group. So it was a disappointing loss for them, and they're still searching for their first medal at the very top level.
Well, and finished 4th at the Olympics in 24 as well, so they're right there in the mix of it, and they definitely want to take that one step further and get on the podium.
Just given the quality of their play and the consistency of their play, you think that when they do finally break the drought, that it might be the start of a golden run for them. There's Lasawa and Barker. Went via the cage, got Billy Massey involved, and she came up with her first score in the game. In fact, no, it was Philly Marseille, it was.
Shot clock's being turned off now, 15 seconds to go.
Work the ball, Martins. Penetration is good. Well, she's bump taking the shot, so she's off to the free throw line. Delara doesn't like the call. Going to be her first personal. It's interesting, I think we're seeing the whistle a little more in this game than we saw in the previous game between Czechia and South Sudan. Very physical affair.
Well, there was a lot of threes taken in that first game, and in today's game we see more of a combination of the three-point shooting, but going downhill, getting yourself to the basket, giving you know, the opportunity for the defense to foul you.
Good work from the free throw line. 6 seconds now for Belgium to make something happen. She's off to the races. Lasawa Mbaka feeds the corner, and the shot wouldn't fall for Elise Haramet. And we arrive at half-time. Belgium in the driver's seat, well and truly. They get to the major break with a handy 24-point lead at half-time in Wuhan. It's Belgium 58, leading Brazil 34. They have all the answers at the moment. 35 points in that second term to 22. Has helped them to that advantage, 58-34. It's been impressive from them, and they've certainly got it from a variety of sources as well. Kiara Linskin's leads all scorers, 14. Messamon with 11 at the moment. And shooting efficiency has been better. And look at the rebound count as well. 19-7 is the rebound count in favour of Belgium. 10 turnovers, certainly not helping the cause for Brazil. They're better than they've shown so far, but they're going to have to pick it up a little bit in the second half, Laurie.
Well, they are, and I think they're going to have to make sure that they, you know, get a good shot down every time down the court, and not necessarily an early shot unless it is in transition. I think that let them down a little bit in their shot selections, but we can see on these best plays that Belgium, I mean, they had so many highlights in that first half, whether it was driving to the basket, three-point shooting, the pace that they played at, some really great transition baskets, but they spread the scoring around.
See the good penetration and a nice dish coming there from Julie Alamont. And they operate as a strong unit as well. You see the joy in the faces of the bench when they can come up with a nice play like that. Linskin's has been outstanding. Really enjoyed her game so far. 14 points on 5 of 5 from the field. 6 rebounds to go with it and a steal. And their hands have been great. 7 steals already in the game for Belgium. And they take good care of it because their opponents have just 3 in that category. So they'll be very happy with the equation so far. It's 58-34. We've got more for you from Wuhan, China in just a moment.
This isn't a moment. It's a time unlike any before.
It's not a request, not a maybe, not a someday.
This is now. Feel our presence, built on strength
and drive. Not rising, we are arriving. Not hoping, but owning.
This isn't a moment, it's movement. Constant, relentless.
Every cut, every pass, every shot.
Earned.
Taken.
Undeniable. The future, it's already here.
Forged in sweat,
Ruled by queens.
When we move, the whole game shifts.
And we're unstoppable in all directions. We own the game.
Anderson was flying down the court. Reverse, reverse. She gets it. this time falling down, has a chance for a three-point play. Did you see that shimmy? A little shimmy on the way down.
Shaking out with a little crossover and nice smooth action on the jump shot.
Nice little turnover here. Defense feeding offense for the Opals. No look pass. Georgia on the block, waiting for it, and it counts. Australia feeling themselves.
Now they're running. And what a fake pass. And then the pass to Lee Yuiru. Beautiful. Tung-tung. Still lots of time, though, for the USA to score. As Unescu with a deep three-point shot at the buzzer is good. And that's what happens when you shoot a little bit too early at the end of the quarter, folks. They go inside to Garvin. Nice tip pass to Steph Talbot in the corner. And it's good at the buzzer. Steph Talbot. And what a half she has had as she now puts Australia up 51 to 43.
So Vucevic, little pump fake. She drives down and Thomas rips it from her belly. The kick to Jones. Finish complete.
Well, again, you've got the bigs running the floor like that. Nice leak out by Jones.
Oh, goodness me. Amy here says, get that out of here.
Are you kidding me? Papa Nicolau says, give it to me. I'll go tax to close out. Beat Bruno inside.
Fills it up.
Great to have you with us here from Wuhan, China. Game 2 of the opening day of action in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2026 qualifying tournament. And Yara Linskens has put on a show. 14 points, and look at those shooting percentages as well. A dominant force, Laurie Chiswick.
Well, I really like the way she's been playing, and I like her demeanor on the court. She doesn't change. She just goes about and does what she does very well. Gets position inside, shoots the ball, finishes strongly, plays some great defense, and you just know exactly what you're going to get from her every time she steps on the court.
Had good support as well. 10 scorers for Belgium out of the 12 players that have seen court time. So it's just kept the Brazilian defense just struggling to keep up with them. And in contrast for Brazil, just the 7 scorers for them so far, led by Damilis Dantas, who's got 9 points at half-time, and she's been able to do it from outside and inside as well, but just shooting just 4 of 8 from deep. It's a system that we don't see a lot of in the modern world of basketball, where they're happy to try and work the ball inside, but it hasn't been effective for them because the points in the paint, Brazil are 2 of 9, have got 4 points.
Yeah.
Belgium are 12 of 15 at 24 points at 80% in the paint.
Well, I think both teams have been really selective in their three-point shooting. So as you mentioned, 4 from 8 for Brazil, but 7 from 12 from Belgium. So they're not, you know, they're looking inside as well as that points in the paint. So really mixing it up, not just letting it fly from the three-point line.
A lot of free throws in this game as well. Brazil 16 of 22 from the free throw line, 9 of 11 for Belgium. So,
well, almost half their points are coming from the free throw line.
Crowd starting to build here in Wuhan as well. Of course, all the excitement will come later this evening when China host Mali from 7:30 local time. So that's in about 2 hours from now. Wuhan Sports Centre built in 2007, so 14,000 is the capacity. It'll be interesting to see what we get here tonight on opening night. We play the first 2 days, today and tomorrow, then a rest day, come back to Saturday and Sunday, and one more rest day before we finish on Tuesday with the 6 teams that are here with us in Wuhan. Top 3 along, and Belgium, of course, will go through. And the other tournaments being played at the moment, there's one tournament being played in Lyon in France, and San Juan in Puerto Rico, where New Zealand and the USA are, and in Istanbul in Turkey, where world number 2 Australia is the highest ranked team there, ahead of Canada at number 7. Kiara Linskin's, well, she's always been able to have an influence. She's 193 centimetres, 29-year-old, and vast experience seen from her as well.
Well, at the, you know, we talked just about her style of play and how we know exactly what we get from her. At the recent Eurobasket, she had an efficiency of 19, which is again really solid for somebody that you know, is a big player, and just the way she goes about her business. But the other thing I like about this Belgium team in the first half, 17 assists. They are looking for each other. They are playing team basketball. They are moving so well. They know receiver spots. If somebody cuts in, if the ball goes inside, they know where to move and where to find each other. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, good point you make. 17 assists to 7.
Yeah.
And 17 assists on 21 made field goals. Well, that tells you the story as well. And as you mentioned, like, Grummet hasn't scored in the game yet, but she has 4 assists and 2 steals, so she'll play her role for you. You know, Emma Messima, she's a scorer, 5 or 7 from the field, but also happy to dish the ball and find the open player. She's got 4 assists. Well, Salah Mbaka, 4 assists. Alamon, we know, will generate a lot of traffic, and she's got 4 assists as well. So 4 players with 4 assists is unusual and just speaks to the depth and the quality of this Belgian team.
And the chemistry that they have, that nobody, it doesn't matter who scores, it doesn't matter who has the ball in their hand, that they are quite willing to look at the next shot, the next pass, who's in a better position. And I think that's a sign of a team that's, you know, one, played together for a long time, which they have, but is really well coached. They accept their roles out there. They know what each other can do, their strengths and their weaknesses, and they're really showcasing that in today's game.
It's been super impressive, and I'll back up tomorrow in the late game against China, so we'll certainly be looking forward to that. That's going to be a matchup between world number 4 China and world number 5 Belgium. They're both number 2 in their respective continental groups, and that's going to be outstanding to watch.
Well, I think if you look across the whole tournament, that's probably the game that you want to earmark to make sure you're there, you're sitting, you're watching, you're cheering, because that will just be high quality women's basketball.
And as you see there, Brazil 16 of 22 from the free throw line, so almost half their points, but the field goal shooting just hasn't been there, and they've been selective in the threes, 4 of 8, is what they've knocked down so far. But look, in patches, they've played well enough to make a game of this. It hasn't been their night so far, but every now and again you see the sharp ball movement, you see them actually get into sync, and they can certainly have an impact here in the second half.
I think if they make good decisions as to the tempo that they're playing at, they've had 10 turnovers, so they need to take care of the ball in this second half, because Belgium have had 9 fast break points, 9 points off turnovers, so they really look to punish you. So if Brazil had just control the tempo, look around, get it into their inside players in Dantas and Cardoso, who we know are just big targets, great players, they will make the decision whether to kick it back out or not if they're double or triple teamed.
Yes, they showed that at the 2025 America tournament in Chile back in July last year, where they made it to the final and lost by 8 to the USA, but they led that game at 3/4 time. They had their chances, And that will give them a lot of confidence. And courtside 1891 is where you need to be. Just scan the QR code on your screen right there to pick up all the streams, the schedules, the scores, the news, everything that is happening here in Wuhan and also at the other tournaments being played on the 3 continents around the world as well. Keep up with everything you need to know. Perhaps your favourite team is playing. You'll be able to track them on courtside 1891.
John, you were talking about the America. Well, in the Eurobasket, talk about some close games for Belgium. They beat Spain by 2 points in the final after being down by 14 points. They beat Italy in the semifinal by 2 points. So they did a really good job of winning back-to-back Eurobasket titles.
Almost set to go here in the second half. We are underway. Belgium with the possession arrow back to their original starting 5 as well. Alamon leads it. Massimon hands over. Van Loo, penetration, found an opening, just couldn't come up with the finishing touches there. She's done all the hard work. Here's Deborah. Well, good running, nice finish. That's the start. Dimitris Dantas and Brazil were after.
What a great pass into the Dantas.
Need to find some starch at the defensive end as well, though. Alamon found some room for the shot. She's off the mark.
You're a brave person to go under a screen with Alamon.
Deborah gets it from Dantas. Looks like there's some more energy about Brazil here. The Oliveira with it. Shot clock to 10, in traffic, pass. Well reeled in there, and from behind, Yara Linskens is forced to foul. Linskens comes up with a foul.
That was a great pass into Cardoso, kept it nice and high in the air so that she could grab it up there and not bring it down into the defenders.
So Camila Cardoso, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Four individual players who have been to the free throw line on multiple occasions, Brazil. So that's been their modus operandi. Try and get inside, draw errors and fouls, and do some work from the free throw line. So they edge a little closer. 21 is the margin. But again, it's at the defensive end where they need to stand up as well. Van Loo shares it across. Delara. Shot clock. Rolls to red numbers now. Left Linskens alone at the top of the key, and she makes them pay.
She is just one calm and cool customer as Linskens. That looks just so easy for her.
17 in the game, 6 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from deep. It's a fair audition for MVP honours in this game. Foul's going to be called here on Manu de Oliveira. Contact with Emma Misamon as well.
You can see there on the screen, as soon as a player puts the ball above their head, you know that they're going to be a passer, and the defense just got stuck right into her.
Alamon. Delara shares it with Van Loo, who's off the mark again. This is a little different from Belgium. Away with the 3 ball to start the second half. And plenty of energy about Brazil. Manu de Oliveira. Deborah, they exchange passes. Now she just walks into the triple. It's off the mark. Rebound. Cardoso had a piece of it but couldn't control it. There's Delara. She fires, knocks down the 3. She's into double digits with 11.
Just caught that in rhythm. 1-2, whack, let it fly.
Back-to-back triples from Belgium steadies the ship here. After Brazil had come out with the smoke to start with, and now an offensive foul is going to be called on Camila Cardoso here. Just getting into Linskens' use of the arm is unnecessary according to the referees. And the referees just discussing is to see if they need to upgrade it. It's an offensive foul, and they are going to review this to see if just a little Camila Cardoso was just a little heavy with the contact. That's Ruben Woolcock, the Australian referee, alongside Edgar Ciccarelli.
Foul, white 10. We're here to review if the contact meets criteria for unsportsmanlike foul. Can you show me this normal speed, please? Okay. Can you go back and play in just frame by frame? I want to see if this is a basketball action.
Heavy contact, don't think deliberate.
This is a normal basketball action for me. What do you think? I agree with you. I don't see any. Okay, so after review, we'll stay with the initial decision or personal foul, white 10.
It really was a basketball move, just trying to create a little space, and you know, she just had her elbow
foul,
up
white
and caught the chin.
Black ball.
I agree. Although having said that, I'll add the rider that I think if it happens again, that there might be a different decision, because now she's, and perhaps there's an explanation there from Edgar Ciccarelli and good refereeing as well to say, look, that wasn't over excessive, but we wouldn't want to see that on a regular basis, if you don't mind. I think that's good refereeing. Well done all round. So back underway, Belgium in possession, up by 27. Here's Linskens. Oh, she'll make them pay. She can't knock down the shot, but it's kept alive. Good hustle again there from Alamont, who draws a foul. It's going to be a third team foul on Brazil here inside the first 3 minutes of this third quarter, and that's a worry for them. In some ways, Manu de Oliveira there was more of a non-basketball play than the one we just saw against Linskens. So good hands, well done. Deborah. Now a chance at the other end, and Nascimento, hard to the rack, draws contact, so she is off to the free throw line, putting pressure on the rim and forcing Belgium challenge on them.
Well, I thought it was a good decision by Deborah to keep going rather than getting it down there and then maybe pulling it out and waiting for her teammates. It was one-on-one.
Nascimento, first trip to the free throw line for her, now with 5 points in the game. Here's Messam, turnaround, off the mark. So being made to work a little harder for it in this third quarter, Belgium. Ameli's done pass, outside shot, tumbles as well.
I know there's still a big margin in this game, but you just feel that Brazil have come out with a little bit more intent and just playing it a little bit differently this second quarter or second half.
And the energy was there, but that's going to sip some of it out of them as Antonia Delara adds to her tally. 14 in the game now for Delara. She's 3 of 4 from deep as well, and here's an easy 2, adding to the tally for Julie Alamont. The margin grows once more. 28, a game high it is. And Brazil's best shot hasn't been enough just yet, but that's a neat finish, a little out of off balance, but getting the target.
Had to catch it high in the air, off balance, and then finish at the same time. Great job by Cardoso.
The Oliveira hits the deck. They swing the ball around the perimeter. Shot clock rolls to 5 here. We haven't seen red numbers on the shot clock much at all in this game. Delara fires unsuccessfully, and Brazil want to play up tempo. Deborah inside. Cardoso from close range gets the bucket, draws a foul on Linskens. That's a good result for them. Getting the bucket, chance at a 3-point play. And foul on Linskens is going to be her second.
You look at the foul count for Belgium, and there's no player, numerous players have 2 fouls, but nobody has 3 fouls. It just shows the quality of the defense that they play.
Cardoso can't add the extra. So Alamont. Messam. Exchange passes. Now Linskens. Single coverage, she might fancy her chances here to the baseline. Now needs a passing lane. Shot clock at 5. Emma Messimo just lost control of the dribble there. Rare error from her. Turnover number 11 for Belgium. Again, they work it down low, and Brazil trying to muscle their way into close range. Messimo did an excellent job defensively against Damides Dantas. Held her off, and now at the offensive end, plants her feet. 3 won't go. Rebound for Dantas, and she thought about taking off and then thought better of it. Middle stages of the third are exactly where we started this quarter, with Belgium on top by 24, but I'm feeling Brazil are playing a little better since half-time, although off the mark there was Kaka Martins. Messima, good work, found Alamon. Exactly, it was almost telepathic that they knew what was happening next. They draw a foul and she's off to the strike.
Well, that's just the quality of player that Emma Messiman is, that she gets the ball and she's not thinking of scoring herself. She's keeping an eye, court vision to see what's happening out there, and saw her cutting teammate.
Brazil coach Pokey Chapman going to the bench once again and bringing the changes. Varejao will come back in. Linskens gets a rest for Belgium in the process as well. As we see Patty Manunga check in. Manunga played just the 2 minutes in that first half. Was the least used of the 12 Belgian players. Alamon on the free throw line. Well, she's an 85% shooter with Fenerbahce in Turkey. In her club team, she averages 6 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Gives you an indication of she can do it all. She's also played in the WNBA. Julie Alamon played with the LA Sparks, and Julie Van Loob was a teammate there as well. Goncalo to Martins, getting busy. Goes on with the penetration. Was a tough shot, and they talked her out of it, but they kept it alive. Varejao gives it back to her, and now it opens up a little for them, and hard to the cup. Finishing touches from Sangali. First points in the game for Isa Sangali. Still some heavy lifting to be done, though. Down 24. Only back to where we started this term as the shot clock rolls to single digits for Julie Alamon. Messima. Now, they move the ball again. The extra pass wasn't on there from Lasawa Mbaka. And Brazil go to work. Martins takes them on. And Varejao is there for the cleanup too.
Well, you'd have to be happy right now if you're Brazil, and I know they haven't made a huge dent, but they're winning this quarter right now by 2 points.
First field goal of the game for Varejao. She's got 5 points in the game for the niece of Anderson Varejao. Superb contributor for the Brazil men's team at the Olympics and 5 World Championships as well. Alamon sits down as Messima goes to the free throw line. Brazil over the limit in terms of fouls here in the third quarter. $10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for Julie Alamon. 4 of 5 shooting as well, and 2 of 3 from deep. Look up efficiency in the dictionary. There's probably a picture of Julie Alamon there. Took over 3 minutes out from three-quarter time. Trust you're enjoying our coverage from Wuhan, China. It's the opening day of action, the 2026 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament. Good penetration. Actually challenged the defense there, Alana Goncalo, and she got the better of them. She's off to the strike.
Well, she did a nice little shot fake at the three-point line. Got her defender just a little bit off balance up in the air, and so punched it in and finds herself at the line now.
Both teams over the limit in terms of fouls in this term. Alana Goncalo of the silver medal winning team in Chile last year, the America. 80% free throw shooter during that campaign as well. And she was top 10 in the competition in assists and had a tournament high of 9 points, 6 assists in the semi-final win over Argentina. So, good contributor. And the margin is 22. So again, they're ahead in this quarter, Brazil. And that's a good place to start, given they were down 24 at half-time. Ruth Rahmet back onto the floor here. Van Loo, tough shot from Manunga there. Couldn't hit the target, but they stayed with it. And the finishing touches eventually supplied by Manunga. But they've lifted the intensity levels, Brazil, as well, and they draw another foul. More free throws to come for them. Belgium 13 of 15 from the free throw line. 21 of 29 from the foul line for Brazil. Really worked hard inside.
You look at the group that Belgium have on right now. They're really playing small ball. You know, none of their big players are out there, so they can. You know, we know the speed that they can play at. They could even up the ante with this.
There's Rahmet. Uses Masawa Mbaka. Shot clock at 10. Good hustle from Brazil at the defensive end here, just holding them at bay. Masawa Mbaka spinning, goes to work. There was contact and the whistle was late, but I think the foul was there. Ruben Woolcock makes the call. So we'll see some free throws here for Belgium after Brazil had played some very good D right to the end. Maxwella Lasawa Mbaka to the free throw line, where she's a 71% free throw shooter with her club team in Serbia. Averages 6 points, 3 rebounds. Two-time Eurobasket gold medal winner. And kept alive again. Now, their opportunities that Brazil just can't afford to allow. Van Loo with it. Outside shot comes from Yoris. Wow. And it's all the bottom of the net, not for the first time in the game for her. 2 of 2 from deep for her, 6 points in a Yoris. Again, just the quality from Belgium starting to tell here. Marching out to 27. I think that they're hungry for more as well, the way that they're playing. Inside pass, and it comes out, finishing touches from Manunga. Chance of a three-point play.
So that was just very simple basketball. A high pick and roll executed to perfection. A good screen, a good strong roll, and a great pass inside.
Quite a chess match between these coaches as well. Mike Thibault, as you say, Laurie, going with this small ball lineup at the moment. Almost challenging Brazil to leave their bigs out as well. It's a proactive, reactive scenario. Shot clock to 10 here for Brazil. Martins with it. Skip pass. Finds Sangali, back to Martins, in traffic, needs help. Mura takes them on. Good defensive presence from Betty Manunga there. And a shot clock violation is called on Brazil. First one we've seen in the game. It's a little over a minute out from three-quarter time. 29. There's the margin. It's a game high.
Nicoletti comes in for Brazil.
Only saw the 1 minute 9 seconds in that first half. There's a Nicoletti. Belgium in control as Joris shares it across with Julie Van Loo. Now down low, Manunga, skip pass. Oh, had a lot on it there for Elise Rahmet. In fact, had too much on it for Rahmet. And they turn the ball over for the 13th time in the game. Brazil with 14 in the turnover category. We count down the last 60 seconds. Term number 3. Pressure is good from Belgium. And Calvez, Sasha. Here's Mura from outside. Off the mark, looking for her first field goal of the game. The spin back baseline and a nice finish from Sasha.
Really good move. She looked out like she was going to pass it to somebody and then just spun inside and took the shot herself.
Ramet back to the left-hand side, got it off quickly, but inaccurately. Now, foul's been called here, so that's going to send Sasha Gonzalez to the free throw line. Both teams are over the limit. Fouls in total on Brazil. Now 20 on Belgium, including 4 on Lasawa and Mbaka. Alamon. Sasha off the mark there. Loose ball. Charging after it here. There's Betty Manunga. Van Loo gives it back to Elise Ramet. Looking for the last play, term number 3. Brazil can't afford to foul here. They're over the limit. Well, the pass was too hot.
Gotta get it up.
And time's going to be Brazil in the open court. They get the bucket, but it'll be waved away, the 2 from Kaka Martins there. We arrive at 3/4 time, and the margin is at 27 points. So after a good fight back early stages of that 3rd quarter, it is Belgium who take the quarter and extend the margin. 27, so 55-81 is the equation. (23-21) in favour of Belgium in that quarter. And you take a look at some of the numbers there. 23 of 33 from the free throw line for Brazil stands out.
Some of the highlights from the 3rd quarter. It looked like Brazil came out with just a little bit more endeavor, a little bit more persistence out there of what they were going to try and do out there. They got some nice baskets, some nice teamwork. But Belgium really never changed what they were doing out there. They had a small ball lineup on for a little while, looking to, rest their bigs, but when you have 11 out of 12 of your players hitting the score sheet, that's a tough ask to try and defend all of them.
I agree, Laurie. A little more endeavour from Brazil there, but just couldn't get the reward they were after in terms of their scoring. 38% from the field overall. 4 of 11 from deep, so only took the 3 long-range attempts in that quarter, but couldn't have any success with it. The rebound count 30-18 in favour of Belgium tells the story as well. Also picked up 20 fouls to 16 from close range, and it tumbles there for Mura. First field goal of the game for her. It's a long way back. It's also a long tournament. They've got a total of 5 games to play here. Outside shot from Van Loo is off the mark. Forced to take the 3 there. They keep it alive. Elise Ramet with it. Single coverage and a mismatch. Penetration in the kick outside. Joris turns it down. Here's Van Loo. Red numbers on the shot clock. She makes room for the shot. Lost a defender, but then couldn't hit the target. But the O board keeps it alive. Kaka Martins, a little second hand after hitting the deck as well. And corner ball. There's a nice finish there. Portu. Seem to have all the answers at the moment. Penetration course cute, just lost the handle on it under pressure there from Goncalo, and it trickles out of court.
Well, now Belgium changed their lineup. They've brought in the two Massey sisters in Becky and Billy to give them some size now inside.
Both of them have just played the 5 minutes so far in the game. Used in tandem here. Nicoletti not to score in the game. Seen a lot of court time. Hands over. Goncalo in the paint, off the mark, and the ball trickles out of court. She wants a deflection. Silvia Mazziali from Italy, the referee, isn't buying it. Good pressure up the floor as well. Becky Marseille across the halfway line, looking the direction of Elise Rahmet, who gets it next. A little later tonight, it's going to be host nation China against Mali. It's about 90 minutes away. Stay with us here. From close range, finishing touches provided here by Billy Marseille.
Well, you'd have to think that Coach Mike Thibault is thinking, you know, he has the luxury right now with this lead of resting some players because they have a big matchup against China tomorrow.
Good penetration, tough shot from Martins though, talked out of the points. It was good defense. Marseille hands over. Alamont baseline with the left hand. Oh, thought she was fouled, couldn't get the finish. Came up empty, loose ball. Rahmet comes flying through. Nicoletti with support from close range. Needed to do better there, Goncalo.
You can't afford to miss those ones when you're down by this margin.
And Elise Rahmet, number 4 for Belgium, only player who hasn't scored for the Cats so far. I'll try and run a play for her. Spinning baseline, that's a tough finish from Becky Marseille. Her first score since quarter time, but it was worth waiting for. Timeout called. 7:16 on the clock. And it's a 51-point lead. It's a game high. And quality stuff from Marseille and Belgium. Been a very polished display. And Brazil has some work to do. They need to regroup. Go in as favourites against South Sudan in the opening game of day 2 here in Wuhan, China. But really, I think the proactive work from Belgium has been the story here. It wasn't that I think Brazil have played as well as they've allowed them, that Belgium has allowed them to play.
Well, I agree. Belgium, you know, they're a quality team, 5th ranked in the world. They've already qualified for the Women's World Cup in September in Germany. But having said that, they're a very professional team, and they don't take any. This is such a great opportunity for every team that's at this competition to get some valuable game time against some quality teams. So Belgium look like they look like they're doing it easy, but they're working on things. Their defense has been great and has really put Brazil under the pump. And Brazil will go, well, this is where we have to be to qualify. This is the sort of level we have to be, and you know, they still will focus on getting there in the next few games.
So a little over 7 minutes left on the clock here. Collision there between Rahmet and her opponents, and no malice in that as Deborah hits the deck. Tangle of legs, as you see. Rahmet was lucky there that she hasn't seriously rolled that ankle. She's just a little proppy on it at the moment, but she's keen to stay out there. But that could have been a whole lot worse. Like that, plenty of talk between the Brazilian team as well on what they're running here and what they're getting into. The outside shot, and that's a mental, knocks down the 3.
The other person I really like who's controlling things out there with her voice and her actions is Deborah. She's done a great job for Brazil.
Alamont, bounce pass, Billy Marseille. That's for the Euro step to try and find some room. There was nothing on offer there, so a chance now for Sangali. Nascimento gets it back again. On a hot hand at the moment. She wants Varejao though. The ball knocked down. And they say shot clock for red numbers again here for Brazil. And a pushing foul is going to be called on Ramet here. It's the second foul on Belgium here in this last quarter. Good screen from Isa Varejao. Nice Nascimento stutter step there. Takes them on. She's earned a trip to the free throw line. And penetration was aggressive and she was rewarded with it.
Well, Nascimento was another one that was a young standout at the AmeriCup. She shot the three-point shot at 48%, 24 out of 50 shots at that, scored 22 points against Argentina, 24 points in the final against the USA. So she certainly is a young, up-and-coming player for Brazil.
Just 23 years of age. A little over 6 minutes out from the conclusion here. Get the ball down low. Now share it around. Ramet, skip pass. Couture leads Ramet. Only player that hasn't scored, but it's off the mark here. The O-ball kept alive by Billy Massey, and the outside shot comes from her twin sister here. So they combine, and Becky puts the finishing touches on. It's a well-oiled machine. The world number 5 and Eurobasket champions Belgium. Nascimento in the corner, ready to go. That was sweet as well.
That is why she is a three-point shooter. She's got a very quick release and her eyes in right now. I'd run a play for her next time down the court.
13 in the game now for Nascimento, including 8 in this quarter. Out of the 10 that the team have come up with, but she's been the dominant hot hand here for Brazil in this fourth quarter. Varejao Sangalid is going to be called for the foul here. She thought there was a travelling violation ahead of the foul, but the referees didn't see it that way, and off to the stripe goes Becky Massey. Good contest. Just joining us a little earlier today, it was Czechia defeating South Sudan 89-52 by 37 points. China and Mali follow in the nightcap here on day one from Wuhan, China. Once your team is playing at one of the other events in France or Puerto Rico or Turkey, you'll find all the action on the FIBA website. You can watch via courtside 1891. And I think there's been a little too much advice provided by the assistant coach of Brazil. Certainly, referee Edgar Ceccarelli was motioning in that direction about the advice he was receiving. Penetration is good, and the finish even better there. Nice work from Deborah.
Really good move by Deborah. Just caught her defenders off guard. Looked like she was going to go to her left and went right down the middle.
First score in the game for her to go with her 5 assists. Joris shares it now. Becky Massey taking them on. Drawing a foul, second team foul on Brazil in this quarter. Middle stages of this last term. On paper, it was the world number 9 Brazil against world number 5 Belgium. And it's been a tough night at the office for Pokey Chapman, coach of Brazil, just trying to get things heading in her direction. Belgium scored the first 6 points of the game and held Brazil scoreless for the first 2 minutes of each the first and second quarters. And from the outside, short is on the rim is Becky Massey. Sasha with it. Was keen to give it up quickly though. Nascimento back to Sasha. Lob pass. Well, tried to get it to the advantage there of Varejao, but it was a difficult pass to handle. And at the other end, the left-handed finish is a sweet one from Alicia Couture. The margin is 28. Right now, Belgium looking to win all 4 quarters here against Brazil in a polished display. They had a double-figure lead in the opening term. Head out to 28 at one stage in the second period, 29 in the third. It was out to 31 here in the last quarter. Right now, it's a 28-point margin as Sasha checks out of the game. We're going to see Alina Mura check back in. Likewise, Sangali sits down. She's been replaced by Mano de Oliveira. Eleven scorers for Brazil. No one's really been able to get off the chain. Nascimento with 13 points, including 8 in this last quarter. And Dantas with 13. Other two high scorers for Brazil so far. Belgium has 4 in double figures, led by Linskens with 17, but they've been able to rest their stars in the second half largely. Shot clock about to expire on Brazil. They took a long time to make a decision there and came up empty. Couture, Ramet, Lily Massey, to Couture. Massey, good ball movement again, Joris. Tried to the defender in the air there, couldn't do so. Penetration is strong from Becky Massey, and she's earned a trip to the free throw line. Been good in this last quarter, Becky Massey. Scored in the opening quarter, but then scoreless in terms number 2 and 3. Now with 8 points in this last quarter, out of the 15 that the team have come up with. So she's been the beneficiary of some good ball movement, and she certainly lived up to her end of the bargain as well.
Well, just to demonstrate how well Belgium have been playing, if you look at their shooting percentages, 58% field goal and 50% from the three-point line, 82 from the free throw line. So, they're doing that because they're making good decisions and passing it around. Yep,
9 players in the assist column as well.
Yeah.
It's been impressive, no doubt about it. 27 assists on 33 made field goals, and a rare error as we talk about how good they have been. Couture just losing control of it there. Turnover number 14 for Belgium. 14, to get them much higher. 15 it is for Brazil. Darajal shares it and work to the corner. Nascimento's been good, continues to be very good.
I'm not sure I would leave her in the corner as a shooter. She's now 4 from 5 from the three-point line. That's her scout, three-point shooter, great three-point shooter.
Timeout called by Belgium here, 2:30 left on the clock, margin at 27. Helen Nascimento has turned it on in this last quarter. She's got 11 points for her team out of the 15 that they've come up with, and she's certainly given Belgium plenty to think about. Announced herself as an up-and-coming prospect. Of course, scan the QR code if you want all the stats and news. Follow this tournament, all the others that have been played around the world.
Well, Nascimento has went to the College of William and Mary, where she averaged almost 17 points a game. She's been playing in Portugal, so she's had some really good lead up to this tournament, and it shows. She looks really comfortable out there.
No hesitation from the corner, pulling the trigger there. And on a night where a team have struggled in terms of knocking down shots, have 4 threes in the game. It's the only player for Brazil with multiple three-point shots in the game. Certainly produced something to build on here in this last quarter. Perhaps we see Bella Nascimento getting more court time as a result of this. 16 points, 4 assists for her. Had 3 points at half-time.
Well, I think that's right. Anytime, there's a score margin like this and your bench players go on and they've been training just as hard as everybody else, and so they want to show that they can compete at this level. And I think you'd have to give credit to the bench players of Brazil. I think they've done a really good job of not so much cutting the lead, but not letting it blow out at all.
That's right. I think, Laurie, coming into at three-quarter time, the bench scoring was 22 apiece. So the bench had held their own against their opponents, but it was the starting five that had their problems. And I mentioned, particularly sort of getting underway. They were slow to start, took them 2.5 minutes in the opening quarter, 2.5 in the second.
And as we've said, Belgium are such a good team that anytime you make a mistake or you lose focus or you know, just take the wrong shot, they are going to capitalize on it, no matter who's on the court.
They miss the free throws and they get the O board to keep it alive. Joris, red numbers on the shot clock. Couture baseline needs help. Ramet forced to fire, and they keep it alive once more. She's done a 4 from the field, Elise Ramet, only player that hasn't scored for Belgium. They've got less than 2 minutes to get her on the score sheet here. She almost had the steal there in an open lane to the bucket. Deborah reels it back in for Brazil. 26 down starting this quarter. It's at 27 at the moment. She's lost her footing there, just slipped awkwardly. So she's okay. I thought she was fouled. There was a tangle of legs there with Elise Ramet. I like that attitude as well from Deborah Costa. The coach is upset. It looked like there was contact. Could have been a foul there, but Costa just stood back up and went back on with the play. Penetration from Becky Marseille here. Ran into a dead end. Here's his sister Billy. Now Couture. And the pass is wild and out of court. Turnover number 16. For Belgium.
Just watch the way number 71 Couture is guarding Bella Nascimento. She knows she shot 4 threes. She's not going to get her let open for another one.
Deborah guarded by Ramet. Got to go in the wrong way and off balance, and out opens up for her. She says it. Nascimento against Couture. The young guns going at it, worried out of the points initially. Barajau got the O board and the putback wouldn't work. Possession arrow is going to be with Belgium here. Inside the last 60 seconds, they lead by 27 against Brazil.
Good decision by Bella Nascimento. She, you know, the defenders know that she's a three-point shooter, so they're right up in there, and then she was able to on the closeout, make sure that she punched it in.
Good contributions across the board from Belgium has helped them to this healthy buffer, threatening to reach the century as well. Ramet turns down the shot. She's open now if they can find it. Work it instead to Billy Marseille, who knocks down the 2. 6 in the game now for her on 3 or 4 shooting, 4 boards, an assist. Good contribution as well. Great to have her back after she missed most of last year with personal reasons and wasn't part of the Eurobasket gold team. But her twin sister Billy helped get to the gold, or Becky I should say. Touch pass was a good one from Barajau. Gets it back from Nascimento now. That was ambitious with the turnaround, but the shot clock was working against her. Becky Marseille, Couture. They work it back to where it started from. Off the mark, loose ball. Good work there from Brazil. Teamwork to keep it alive. Here's Nascimento for some finishing touches. Under pressure, forced into a tough one. She can't make it fall, but it's academic because Belgium have had this under control for a long time, and in the final analysis are going to get home by an impressive 29 points. Full time in Wuhan, Belgium 99 has defeated Brazil 70. Well, they win all 4 quarters. It was a low-scoring affair in the last, 18-15 in favour of Belgium. At one stage they led by 31, but the margin was in double digits in the opening quarter, and they just continued to hold their opponents at arm's length for the remainder of the game, Laurie.
Well, you'd have to say that was a complete team effort by Belgium at both ends of the court. I thought the offensive, we know that everybody but Ramet scored, and so that's tough to defend. And they had great ball movement. They were scoring inside, they were scoring out. But defensively, I thought they did a great job, especially early on, of really playing some good rotational team defense, talking it up, and making life difficult for Brazil.
And it's a very professional performance, illustrated by those numbers as well.
Yeah, the shooting percentages across the board, but you look at the rebound count, they were relentless, 44 to 23. And the assist numbers were massive as well, which again just demonstrates the fact that they were willing to pass it to the open player, make an extra pass, go from a good shot to a great shot.
Belgium ended up with 17 turnovers to 16, so that's an area for them just to work on. But the rebound count, wow, 44-23 was the rebound count. They dominated the boards.
Well, they did, and that was, you know, that then made Brazil sort of not get very many second chance opportunities to you know, have another go at the 14-second shot clock. But Brazil, I think they'll take some real positives out of that second half. I thought they were much more aligned with what they needed to do. They had more energy defensively. They were more proactive, where they're just reacting to everything that Belgium did out there. And so they'll look at that and go, that's the way we've got to play from here on in.
So 37% from the field for Brazil, just wasn't going to get it done, but it certainly was a good finish. They hit 3 triples in that last quarter, 3 of 5 from deep, thanks to Bella Nascimento, who finished with 16 points in the game, and only Vinskins with 17 had more. Vinskins had that 17 by 3/4 time, was able to rest in the concluding stages. But most impressive, and a great win for Belgium, who get home 99-70. And still to come on day one, China against Mali coming your way. That's going to be in a little over an hour from now. The host nation in action. We look forward to your company for that one. For now, though, on behalf of Laurie Sissig, I'm John Casey. We hope to have your company for the nightcap between China and Mali. Wins so far, Czechia and Belgium on day one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this competition is now finished. Please see the video in order manner by following the instructions of staff. When you leave the scene, please make sure that you take all your belongings.